Have you ever felt like you're not quite from this world? As if your soul came here for something deeper, something more meaningful than just following the routine of everyday life? If that question resonates with you, you're not alone. In this video, we'll explore 9 powerful signs that you're one of the universe's chosen ones, individuals whose presence on Earth isn't by accident, but by divine design. These signs go far beyond personality traits. They speak to your inner essence, your purpose, your soul's true calling. Let's begin. 1. You've always felt different, like you never truly belonged. From a young age, you probably noticed that your thoughts, emotions, and even your questions about life were deeper than those around you. While other children were content just playing, you were wondering about the stars, asking where we come from, or why people suffer. You felt things more intensely. Celebrations were louder in your heart, but pain cut deeper too. You looked at the world and wondered, why does no one else see what I see? You've likely struggled to fit in, at school, in family settings, or even at work. Not because you were less than others, but because your frequency vibrates at a different level, one that perceives the truth hidden behind illusions. You have an inner knowing that this life isn't just about surviving, it's about awakening. And while you can blend in when necessary, deep down, you know your soul doesn't quite fit in this reality. It's because your home is beyond it. 2. You've always felt destined for something greater. Even if you've been through hardship, rejection, or darkness, you've always carried a mysterious inner flame telling you, there's more for me. I'm meant for something meaningful. This calling doesn't come from ego. It comes from the soul. It's not about fame or fortune, but about impact, about the lives you're meant to touch, the light you're meant to bring. Chosen ones are often born into broken systems, dysfunctional families, or difficult lives, not as punishment, but as preparation. These souls go through fire to become healers. Think of people like Jesus, Gandhi, or even that wise teacher or elder you once met. None had an easy path, but they turned their pain into purpose. So if you face hardship yet still feel a calling to rise, to serve, to awaken others, take it as a sacred sign. You are not lost. You are becoming. 3. You have a resilient spirit, but a sensitive body. This is one of the most paradoxical traits of chosen souls. Inside, your spirit is unbreakable. You endure storms that would crush others. But physically, emotionally, you often feel drained, overwhelmed, or even ill when surrounded by negativity or chaos. You're sensitive to noise, to crowds, to dishonesty. Places with heavy energy affect your body. You might get sick, anxious, or fatigued without knowing why. This happens because your energy field is open and receptive. You're not just seeing the surface. You're absorbing vibrations. But here's the truth. This sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a compass. It guides you toward purity, toward peace. It's the universe's way of pulling you away from what isn't aligned. The more you honor the sensitivity, the more your spirit thrives. For you're deeply emotionally and spiritually intuitive. You don't just feel emotions, you read them. You walk into a room and sense who's anxious, who's hiding pain, who's pretending to be okay. You might have dreams that come true, or you've thought of someone moments before they called. That's not a coincidence. It's your intuitive nature. Chosen ones have a connection to the divine that doesn't need explanation. You know when something's off, even if logic says otherwise. You've been protected from things you didn't even realize were dangerous. You're also pulled to spiritual practices, prayer, meditation, journaling, reading sacred texts, not because it's trendy, but because it nourishes you. Your soul seeks communion with the universe. And when you follow those whispers, You unlock synchronicities that feel magical, but they're not magic. They're your birthright. 5. You crave truth and wisdom, not small talk. While others chase gossip, trends, or distractions, you hunger for depth. You're drawn to ancient texts, deep conversations, spiritual mysteries. You find joy in learning about consciousness, healing, universal laws, and human nature. You don't just want to exist, you want to understand. And because of this, people come to you with their burdens. They sense your wisdom, even if you've never spoken it. You might find that strangers open up to you, or friends call you when they're broken. You're a light bearer, a soul who carries ancient truths in modern skin. You don't need a title or a pulpit. Your energy teaches without words. But remember, the teacher must also be the student. Keep growing. Keep seeking. 6. You feel disconnected from society, and that's okay. Let's be honest. The world often feels upside down. Violence is normalized. Success is measured by money. People wear masks, not just physical ones, but emotional and spiritual ones too. And you question everything. Why do we live like this? Why do people chase things that don't matter? Why is no one talking about what's real? You might feel like you're watching a movie that everyone else thinks is real. And sometimes that disconnect feels lonely. But chosen ones are not here to conform. They're here to disrupt illusions with love, with truth, with light. Your feeling of not belonging is a reflection of your higher consciousness. Embrace it. It means you're awake. 7. You have a heart that can't stop giving. Even after betrayal, disappointment, or pain, you still choose kindness. You still believe in people. You still give second chances. Not because you're naive, but because your heart is wired to heal, not hurt. You carry a deep sense of justice. When someone's mistreated, it stirs something primal in you. You speak up, even if your voice shakes. You protect the vulnerable, even when you yourself feel broken. You are a quiet warrior, a humble protector of light. And yes, it can be lonely. The world doesn't always understand your compassion. But trust this. Every act of love you give plants seeds a universe will water. 8. You're in a spiritual battle, but you never give up. Chosen ones often fight invisible wars. Some days you feel like you're drowning. Waves of doubt, fear, sadness hit you for no clear reason. You think, what's wrong with me? But nothing is wrong. You're in a spiritual training ground. You're breaking ancestral chains, facing energetic resistance, and battling darkness that doesn't want you to rise. But you do rise. Even when exhausted, you pray. Even when hopeless, you trust. Even when attacked, you love. Your weapons are unseen: faith, truth, presence. You are a warrior of light in a world that often forgets the power of the unseen. 9. You care for everyone, but often forget to care for yourself. Your heart is wide open. You hold space for others. You absorb their pain. You encourage, guide, listen, heal. But here's the danger. You forget your own needs. You pour from an empty cup. You overextend. You stay in toxic places, hoping your light will change them. The universe wants you to remember, your energy is sacred. Self-care isn't selfish. It's spiritual maintenance. Set boundaries. Rest when needed. Say no when your soul whispers it. Cleanse your space. Honor your intuition. Because when you're full, you radiate light that heals not just one, but many. Conclusion. Being chosen by the universe is not about status. It's about service. It's not easy, but it's sacred. You are not broken. You are being sculpted. You are not lost. You are being guided. You are not too much. You are exactly what this world needs. So shine, speak truth, walk in light. And if this message found you today, it's because your soul was ready to remember. Subscribe to our channel, The Healing Vibe, for more messages like this, guided by light, rooted in love, and made to help you remember who you really are.